Recording, and we are streaming.
Yeah, I'm just gonna grab a piece of same material we're working with here just to make sure
Sounds good.
everything's working just right. Pressure's on. What's going on here? Interesting. Okay.
Right on. So cool.
Just gotta double check me.
So cool. That's right.
All right.
Alrighty.
Hopefully we got her now. Oh, I turned it off. Or did I? What's it saying there? Got enough air pressure. Weird. It's a problem. I should have fired this up earlier. But give me a couple minutes here. I'll get it fixed.
No worries.
Just gonna check out. I might have to change a couple other components here because I'd ordered some stuff off Amazon
Oh, fair.
and they weren't exactly right. But they seemed to work. But then I went up to the place in Kelowna afterwards.
That looks so cool. So that's gonna get plasma cut?
Yeah, so we'll basically be connecting the dots with your insignia there.
So cool.
And then tracing the outside, so we had a little bit of a border because it looked a little boring without it. I think for good measure, I'm just going to throw a new tip on here too. Just
Fair enough. I'm excited to see the plasma cutter.
yeah, hopefully we get this thing working. I'm not sure what the deal is. Might have to try a different piece to. It's. Wonder why it's saying that. I don't know. We'll find out here real quick. Not missing anything here, am I? No, we've got air, we've got power. All right.
Take my glasses off.
It's not getting power. Did I? It invert? No, because that's plugged in.
That's got power.
Yeah, but it's not doing anything. It's like it's not recognizing that I'm telling it to turn on.
Oh no.
Weird. Okay. What have I got going on here? What am I doing wrong? Those aren't buttons. It's not a temperature problem.
It's Murphy's Law.
Yeah, of course. I'm going to revert to the manual here because I'm not sure what. I'm sure it's probably something simple, but.
Always something.
I don't know, the last time I used it, it worked just fine. And I'd actually had to modify some pieces to make that work, so. So let's go to, I'm sure they got a troubleshooting. Yeah. Okay, it's telling me there's a fault. And I just have to figure out how to fix that.
That's gonna be so cool when it's done.
So I'm looking at it's the consumable one, okay. Turn off the power supply, verify all the consumables are properly installed and tightened. See the installed consumables on page 42. Consumables become loose or removed. Oh. Okay, so you have to turn it off and turn it back on again when you change consumables.
It's always something. It's always something little. That's so cool.
Okay, I think we're actually golden.
Sweet.
All I had to do was turn it off and turn it back on again. It's just like the IT guys or whatever that show is. Go figure,
Turn it off,
eh?
turn it back on, you'll be good. That's funny.
I'll deal with that later. Okay. With any luck, we'll be cutting here.
Safety first. Safety first, then friends.
Okay, so I've got no art. Okay, so maybe I just need to...
I'm super excited to see.
think I might have the wrong tip. Come on. Trying a different tip. Let's see if this does the trick. Hey, hooray!
Yay!
We're in business.
We're rocking and rolling.
Okay.
Let's have some fun. So cool.
Not my cleanest line, but whatever. So you're giving it character.
Oh yeah.
All right, we'll pull this one. A little better.
That's so cool. such a cool process to see. There we go. So cool getting to see the actual process done.
What's that, sorry?
It's so cool getting to see the actual process done.
It would be nice if I was getting a little bit cleaner cuts here, but to be honest with you, I haven't used this thing in a while, so.
And it's only for Enigma.
I wanted it to be perfect for you, Rob.
It is perfect in my eyes. I think it looks so cool.
Well, we
This
still
is
got
like
lots
the
of
takeaway
opportunities
process
to mess it up here.
where I'm like, I'm still waiting to, like, when I see the final product, I'll be like, oh, okay, I got to see his vision now. Because I'm like, this is the fun part.
How do I want to do that line? I'm going to pull it. All right, now we get the fun stuff. The no pressure zone.
That's so cool.
This is the don't screw it up stage. So yeah, all I'm really going to do is just start pulling lines. So connecting the dots, pull one line to the other. One of the biggest things I find is just like welding. It's like bracing yourself so you got something holding you. Sometimes it's just knowing when to walk away too, because it starts getting warm in a certain area and it's like...
I guess so, hey?
That's more important when you're working in more intricate areas. Hey, no, you go on, please.
So cool to watch it happen. Such a cool process to see. Like when we get to talk about it, it's a totally different thing than watching it actually happen. Sorry, I just had to check which mic was mine, 'cause I'm gonna yeah. That way it's not super light for you guys. Sorry about that. It's still pretty loud, but a really cool process to see.
Gonna let it cool for a sec because I gotta work over top of myself here.
Fair enough.
And I'm gonna redraw that one line.
It's so cool.
Now we'll let that cool off just a sec. Yeah, I just want to make sure I get that line right on the top of the E.
I apologize for the audio being so loud today on this. You definitely gotta like
freestyle it because I know I need to go to that corner and then pull that line and then that line and then.
It definitely like you gotta know your metal. When to hit it again and stuff as well too, hey? Because you're saying like you can see how it, with these glasses on, you can definitely see it like heating up.
Yeah.
And then you're like, you can see it like almost, that could cause issue if you're continuing doing
Yeah,
the
if
same
you
spot.
try and pull the wrong thing, there's a couple spots I'm going to go back on because I want to clean up that line there. I don't really like that corner. But we'll touch up a few spots here.
It's crazy seeing a logo I created years ago now being made into metal. It's cool.
Well, that's why when I came up with the idea, I was like, this is the perfect thing for today.
It is. It's like, I don't know. It's hard to describe. It's like watching the baby come to life.
Oh, you got something to take home afterwards.
Right? So cool. Here we go.
All right.
All right, it's gonna get loud. So you can watch and like you can physically see where it gets, where the lasers hitting it. They are. so dope.
I don't know, I guess it comes down to, do we want to add to it a little bit?
That looks so cool.
I'm almost thinking we could, well, I don't know, it depends on what you want, but you could almost like...
You're the artist, I trust you.
Honestly, you know what I'm thinking, Rob? If you come to town often enough, I think what would look cool is if I actually went and I drilled 1/8 holes and I stitched copper. So it looked like it was stitching that up all the way around. And I've got the copper.
That's so cool.
I'm kind of thinking that would be... Yeah, we just have to clean off the backside, we'll let it cool off a little bit. So we get all the slag. Not that it really matters a whole lot, because you're not going to see it.
It looks cool. Such a cool process to see.
So yeah.
Yeah. That's so cool. So sick.
So yeah, other than that, really all, this has been the other project I've been working on finishing in here.
And this is the one you were talking about earlier.
Yeah, I've been sitting on this, really, I said that in my Facebook post and everybody laughed, but anyways. Yeah, I've had this sitting around for like 3 years, and finally, like I was getting these tiles that I was struggling with. So yeah, here's my process now, filling out the last few. Just filling in the gaps. I still got some more tape to put on for these few little spots here. That'll be a little guy going on. One of the neat things with this, or how I've been going about the process, is I have, where are they? Here. They're here. So I was actually making them similar to this, attaching them, welding them, grinding and polishing, so you don't see the welds.
Okay.
And then when I get to the next stage, when we start adding the spikes.
Oh, yes.
So now my center is not going to be tampered with, because other, like the welded steel is much harder than like actual mild steel.
Okay.
So I'm gonna drill through in the center so I can weld from the bottom side, and then the top side I'm gonna countersink down enough to basically rest them in there so they'll all sit like just right and perfect.
That's so cool.
So yeah, that's the next one that's on the go, and then yeah, this would be the other major one that I've got relatively close. Still got a little ways to go on it, but this is going to be the ramen bowl.
The ramen bowl.
So like you know, you ever seen in like Saskatchewan when they like pull it up in 40-degree weather and it freezes in place? So I've been working on building my ramen. I think I'm still probably going to need more than that, but I've got lots of copper. And then basically fill the bowl. We're going to have ramen up here. These I got to finish off into my chopsticks, which will be welded in place holding the ramen.
Yeah.
And then we're going to have a metal ramen bowl.
That is awesome.
So, because I'd never seen anybody do it before.
No,
So.
me neither. That's hilarious. So this, what else do you have to do on? You just have a couple more pieces of...
Yeah, I got a few more pieces of the, like, whatever you call them, the shell plates.
Yeah, the plates.
So I've got more, yeah, what, one, two, I'll do, probably leave that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 little guys. These ones will all just have like one spot to weld. So I'll just vice grip them on there, weld up that one spot, polish and finish. Try not to mess around too much or I'll damage it.
Yeah.
And then I got spikes to go on, and the underbelly kind of got figured out. Like this will be the loop for the head once I cut it, and then this still needs to be figured out. Like I gotta scale that down quite a bit, trim quite a bit of material to get it to fit. Like, cause it's, I don't know. I'm working from that.
Oh, okay.
So I got a little work to do to make that fit a little tighter, or I might even, by the time I get the spikes on this thing, it might be one of those things where it sits and waits for the next
For a little bit, yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Well, I mean, it seems like wouldn't be easy to build. Because you have to weld it from the inside, right? So that it doesn't show?
Well, this stuff's from the outside, and
Okay.
then I'm just cleaning and polishing afterwards. But these ones I'll have to do from the inside because there's no way to hide them.
Yeah, right? That's kind of where I was like, how do you go in about doing that then? How do you
Yeah.
weld it from the inside?
Well, I'll drill a hole right through,
Okay.
and then the hole that will go right through will be like 5/16, and then these I believe are about 1/2 inch. So from the top, I'll drill in a 1/2 inch, so it has a little pocket to sit in, and it'll look like it's recessed.
Okay.
And then when I weld from the bottom, it'll give me more.
It'll pop out.
Well, one of the awkward terms in welding is penetration, but it's a necessary thing because that's how you get things to stick.
Yeah.
So because you're taking two metals and turning them into one. So yeah, it'll be a little bit of a process to figure out the finishing touches on that, but there's lots to work on here still, and
Tons.
yeah.
And there's so much that's like up on the walls too, right?
Well, and I've got all these like lowrider bikes that somebody gave me, and it's like, maybe I'll get into building those eventually.
That would be cool.
Especially if I was like custom building some handlebars or like who
Like
knows?
old like Corn's bikes and stuff like the customized like
Yeah.
chained. Those would be so cool.
Well, even
Makes-
Jonathan's got his mic stands. A
Yeah.
whole custom-made metal project.
Yeah, no, that's a crazy mic stand too. His mic stand is insane. I love this.
Yeah, it's coming together nice. It felt really good yesterday to get that far because it was just sitting as a dome. That thing started out same as a piranha plant, as a cap for like a gas cylinder.
That's so cool. And then that's what it turns into.
I had a few extra
That's
kicking
the
around,
magic.
and they ended up getting made into stuff.
All right, that's what amazes me is that you can see something like that and just be like piranha plant or shell. Because that's like, what is this outside piece again?
That's just like round stock.
Oh,
So
okay.
just like raw material.
Okay.
I keep people give me chunks of stuff here and there. That might have even been, honestly, rebar like this that I ground down. Because I'm looking at the size of it going, I can't remember having stock like that.
Like
So
a 10 mil.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I think I just ground it off until
They can
it
polish
was,
up real nice. I didn't realize that.
I've made a lot of stuff out of rebar, man.
That's crazy. That's absolutely amazing. It just blows my mind taking like recycled.
Oh, it's gonna be so neat. The first person I throw that out on the cars or like out on the roads,
Yeah.
like messed straight up. They're gonna be like, "What the heck? A blue turtle shell? It's gonna blow a tire and everything."
Right. It's still hot. That's crazy.
Yeah, we'll have to wash it a little bit after. You see any imperfections that we want to clean up here? I don't like how thin that wound up in the middle, in the end. But
I was wondering how that he was gonna even float.
Yeah.
So that's where I was like, it's amazing to me how you can like get it to a point where it's like you see it visually, how it's gonna work, and I'm looking at it like, how the heck is that gonna work?
Well, at first I was like, can I do those two lines? And I was like, no, because then that piece is gonna fall out and it was gonna mess everything up. I think the only thing I might touch up a little bit is just that top line there, so it doesn't look like it's got mouse ears. That's the rest of it.
It looks so cool. I was taking a video and sending it to the guys on the team too.
Nice.
So there's like some BTS of it getting done. It looks really cool.
Well, we can, if you want, we don't have to worry about cleaning up the backside, but I can polish the front real quick.
Yeah,
just
if you
get
want
rid
to.
of the burn marks, and
You
then
still
it's-
got like 15 minutes on.
Okay.
You did that in less than 35?
Not bad. I wasn't sure how long it was going to take.
Yeah.
And half that time was just getting the machine up and running.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing.
So, but yeah, no, we can. I've got a nice 80 grit disc where we can like throw some like grinding lines on it, and maybe we'll go around the outside in a perimeter pattern once we do the middle. It'll get rid of all the dark coloring, but I am gonna hit that one spot there quick first.
Yeah. Toss these back on.
Because yeah, we won't need-
I miss miss getting to like watch the process happen.
You guys were looking at our Jungle lanterns last time. When we
Yeah.
were here. Like that's primarily what we've used this thing for. There, that looked a little better. I didn't like seeing the screw holes.
So cool.
Yeah, so I just gotta switch up my flat disc on my grinder. We'll try not to shoot Rob with sparks.
Oh, that's fine.
Well, we don't want to get metal in your eye.
I
Like in
shoot
there.
sparks at myself all the time.
Actually, you know what? This will probably be good enough, and it'll give a nice.
As soon as I got out of the trades, no more sparks.
Yeah, that's the only thing that's a real downside of working with this stuff, and I swear it gives me more anxiety the older I get. But
Working with fire?
You know, just getting metal in your eyes.
It
happens. It's a unavoidable. Well, even as much as you try to avoid it,
yeah.
it's inevitable. It's going to happen at some point in time because it can be just brushing your hair afterwards and something was trapped in there and now it finds its way onto your face and you go do one of these and next thing you know you're like, oh, that hurts.
Yeah.
And they use a needle to pick it out with.
Oh, really? That's scary.
Yeah, they get right up there and just kind of like flick it out. Some grinding gloves.
Yeah, metal's always been one that was intimidating to me.
Yeah, luckily I made friends with an eye surgeon in town. So I met him through hockey and he takes good care of me.
That's so funny.
So it's nice because as long as he's around, he'll just have me down to his clinic. It can be a Sunday morning. And you just come down, I'll pick it out. No worries.
I know what you're doing. You've got the metal in the eye, don't you?
Does it give it a little bit of contrast with the grinding different angles? Yeah, a little bit.
Love it.
I don't know, I might just go back over it and do it all in the same direction.
So shiny now. It's crazy.
I probably will hit the backside quick too, just to less edges to cut on.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, I am going to switch up the disc though because I've got a finer one. It'll make it even nicer.
Sounds good. That's so cool. I love how hot it gets. You can tell I was a chef. How hot is it?
Yeah, it doesn't take too much when you get the friction going.
Right.
All right. Clean up the front with this, and then I'll go with something heavier and clean up the back. Because the back, we don't care how much or how good it looks. It's not quite as important. With that A. All right. that thing's heavy.
The grinder, yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to do just a quick touch up on the front afterwards, but
Oh,
blast this last little bit off, and then I'll polish it with the other one just to clean it up a bit so it doesn't look so ugly. But this thing chews it off a lot quicker than that other
I bet.
stuff. That little guy I'm not going to mess around too much with. I don't trust it.
Fair enough.
I don't want to lose it. Well, we'll tidy up a little bit with this other one here. This one I have a little bit more control over. It's not quite so heavy and it's a little lighter grit.
Oh, fair enough.
I don't know, man. I think we're done.
Looks so sick. Oh, yeah. And that's actually at
Like right at time.
perfect timing. So now we can do.
Sweet.
I got the cool sunglasses on. Well, I want to thank you guys for coming by. Massive thank you to Scott for doing this. This is mind-blowing. And I want to thank you for doing this, brother.
Thanks, Rob.